Okay guys, it's review time. After completing each game that I do, hey, let's play that one game, I'm going to do a review. And that's going to be me in front of the camera talking about my thoughts about the game. So, Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. The game's great, gameplay wise. It's really great. There is although with third person perspective games, there always seems to be an issue with the camera, and that's in open areas is fine, but then when you get to indoors and whenever you're backed up into a corner, that's when it kind of freaks out. And it's kind of apparent when I get closer to the end, when we're more indoors and I'm getting crowded by a whole bunch of mechs. Then the camera starts to wig out. I'm not sure where I'm at, what I'm doing, what direction I'm facing, and things like that. Graphics is fine. I really dig the look of the game in the beginning. Towards the end, it kind of went to the typical monochromatic look, the very mechanical look that we see nowadays in first-person shooters and all that. It is using the Unreal Engine, so it has texture pop-in. And what that usually means is that whenever you're far away from a certain object or something, the engine does what's called a level of detail. And basically what that is that when you're far away, you're not, you can't really tell, you're not going to be able to tell the detail of an object that's far away. So what it'll do is it'll switch the texture to a smaller size, the one that's not detailed. But then when you get closer, it's depending on how it's set up and how far you're supposed to be away from the object, it's supposed to switch to a higher resolution texture. And so what ends up happening is that sometimes, like I guess because the way the engine's working, it doesn't do the swap fast enough, so it's very noticeable. It's only for like maybe a quarter to half of a second you'll notice that it'll go from blurry to awesome. And that's with using the Unreal Engine. But I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't mind it. I notice it, but I don't mind it. It's not a game killer. Because technically, I mean, the graphics could be awesome, but the game isn't anything if it plays like shit. This game, the story was great. I did like the story. The ending is kind of up in the air. And then what I'm going to do from now on is that I'm going to cut it off at the end, because I don't want to spoil the ending for you guys. I know whoever's watching this watches it up until that point. But the point is, I want you guys to play these games based on recommendations. And I recommend this game a lot. Basically, because I had fun with it. Yeah, I made little quirks here, little comments here and there, but but that's just the way I am. I'm an asshole like that. But the ending just kind of, it ended, and it left. It was too short, to be honest with you. It left me wanting more. I guess because I wanted closure for Monkey and Trip, because of their journey and what happens right after they get to Pyramid and all that. But it left me wondering what other people thought. So I went into a couple forums on GameFAQs and all that, and there's people that are kind of wondering the same thing, and everybody had their own interpretation of the whole of the ending, and let people wanting another sequel, or let people wanting a sequel, which is like what I want, because this was a really solid game, you know. But the ending, like I said earlier, it was it kind of left you wanting more. Like it kind of I wanted to see what happens, like right after they got to Pyramid and whatever happened after the events that happened. And some people have their own theories about what happened and about the morality aspect of it. And yeah, I mean, some people got it, some people enjoyed the ending, but from what I read, a lot of people just wanted more, and that's the way I felt. The ending was too short, and just cut it off. It wasn't like The Last of Us ending. The Last of Us's ending, actually, for me, it was perfect because it didn't need to be bigger than what the game already was. You know, the ending was perfect, and it ended on a great note, and it didn't overblown the actions that you took throughout the whole game. it was great, and I like the way, even though it did cut off, because you're like, okay, what happened? What's gonna happen now with Ellie and Joel from now on? It didn't really. It kind of alluded that they're gonna live with Joel's brother, but that was it, And for me, that was perfect because the actions that happened towards the end of that game kind of justified how the game ended, you know. But in this game, it just, like I keep mentioning, it left me wanting more. But other than that, um, it is still buggy. I mean, this game is pretty buggy. Uh, there are some places where it's apparent in my recording, especially when I am towards the end of the game, where you're finding the pieces for Pigsy so he could finish his flying bug or flying van. There was a part where I was fighting I think it was a gorilla type mech, and the camera just started wigging out for a good maybe 5 to 10 seconds, and I didn't know whether if I should reset the game or not, and it finished. Sorry, interruptions. Anyway, so yeah, and it finished. It finished. It it fixed itself. And there's other times where in the very beginning when I first started the game, there's a section where right when you take on 3 or 4 mechs, Chirp is hiding, and then you tell her when the coast is clear, and she's supposed to kind of point out where you're supposed to go. And the first time I played through the game, she just stood there, and I got stuck, so I had to start that section over again. Also in episode 12, where the puzzle where you're trying to flip the cars over to meet so you can jump over to the other side. For some reason, I couldn't jump over to the other side. It wasn't letting me. So I had to start that section off. So that's why I say episode 12 was like the second time that I recorded that video because of a bug. But they're not necessarily game-breaking bugs. I don't think so. It does. Yeah, they did kind of prevent me from continuing, but at the same time, all I had to do is just restart the game, and I was able to continue. So, final thoughts. I recommend this game. At the time that I bought this, I was out of the country. I was in I was in Dubai when I got this game, and it was about $13 new. And I can't really find it for that price here, but it's on Steam. So whenever Steam has those sales, I highly advise you guys to pick this up, play the game for yourself, and judge for yourself. I recommend this game. So I guess that's it. Looking forward to playing Devil May Cry, also developed by Ninja Theory. So I'll probably do that later on. But the next game that I'm going to be doing a playthrough, or play that one game, is going to be Knack. Only because I haven't played my PS4 in a while, and that's the first game I wanted to do a Let's Play, or play that one game. But I had issues with audio of my PDR, and I had to get it sent in, and I had to wait 2 weeks, and yeah. Basically, everything's fine now. So that's the next game I'm going to do next. And a friend of mine suggested, since I like indie games a lot, that I should also do indie games. So I'm going to pick an indie game after I finish Knack and do that. So as always, leave me comments, positive, negative, whatever. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching.